Hello guys and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another monthly favorites get ready with me style video. I did this video last month as well when I did like my August favorites in September, and now it's time to do like a September favorites and share with you all the products that I've been loving this month, that I've been really loving, but I'm also going to be showing them to you applied on my face or just talk about some of them. Like I have some face wash shower gel kind of products that I obviously will not be able to demo, unfortunately, but I still wanted to talk about them. So we're going to start with that first, and then I will put on sunscreen. So my two favorites that I got out of the shower, I'm sorry the bottles are a little wet because I literally just took a shower a couple of minutes ago and then obviously got ready. So yeah, we're gonna talk about my two shower gel favorites first. This is the Nykaa Love Struck Love Notes shower gel. This is the first one I want to talk about. Now this one I'm gonna mention in this video purely because of the smell, and that is the main reason that I bought it as well. I have the Love Notes perfume, which I love. So I decided to get the shower gel and the body lotion as well during the Nykaa what sale did they have in July? Was it their anniversary sale? I'm forgetting the name, okay, I cannot keep track of their sale names, but they did a sale in July. I did a major haul and I showed you guys this particular product in that haul. So yes, at this point I've tried this out a couple of times, I've used it, and I can tell you it's safe to say that I don't hate it. That's what I was initially hoping, that I'm gonna love the smell, but I'm gonna absolutely hate the formulation of it per se, but I actually don't hate it. It's one that lathers pretty well. It feels a little bit like it's not as runny in terms of consistency, so you might feel like, okay, you have to get this worked up and then apply it and like create lather all over your body and like scrub using a loofah. Otherwise it's like you're gonna have to use way too much product. Basically that's what I'm trying to say. In terms of the smell, I will say that even though I bought it for the smell, I don't feel like it really gives me the same experience, because the fragrance is the same, but it's more of like a soapier version of the same perfume, because again it's a shower gel, so I understand that they had to kind of modify it that way. So even though I do love using it occasionally, I don't use this every single day. I use it whenever I want to like smell it and when I want to feel that experience. That's the only time I will use it. I will not use it every day. But yeah, I think once I eventually just use it and use it up, I don't really see myself repurchasing it. Also, something that I've noticed just in general about my preference is that I don't like body washes that come in like a tube packaging. I would rather prefer like either a pump packaging or something that I could just pour and use like the St. Ives ones, because the tube definitely feels like I might, you know, end up spilling some products. So yeah, I wanted to mention this as a favorite because I had very low expectations, and whatever, you know, I thought was actually, this was way better than what I thought it would be. So yeah, for that reason I did want to mention it in this video. And in case you guys are interested, then you could check out this one or any of the other fragrances that they have. They have, I believe, 8 or like 10 fragrances. So yeah, that was that. Moving on to like an actual favorite scent when it comes to body washes again. Now this is one that I already knew the formulation will be good because it's by Plum. It's the Body Lovin' shower gels, but this is not Hawaiian Rumba for a change. I've been talking about Hawaiian Rumba for I think close to a year and a half. I think ever since it came out I've been talking about it and all the ancillary products as well. So today we have something different. We have the cherry one. This is Driving Me Cherry, and this one I was very skeptical about, to be completely honest. I wasn't sure if I'm going to like it or not, but when I did start using it, I think it took me like maybe 1 or 2 uses to kind of get used to it, but once I got used to it, now I love the scent. So it's one that I would say I don't love as much as I love Hawaiian Rumba, but it's good to change up things. You know, that's something I've noticed, that when you use the same shower gel consistently for months and months and months, and you're smelling the same thing every single day, it kind of gets boring. At least that's how I am as a person. I don't know how you guys are. Maybe you're someone who just wants to use the same thing for years and years and years, and you will not get bored, but I do eventually get bored beyond the point. So for that reason I did want to switch up things, and this is a great one to switch it up with. That's something I will definitely say. So yeah, You can imagine like any cherry perfume or like anything. I mean, I don't know how to describe what the scent is like. Basically, I mean, you have to smell it to know, but I just want to let you know that this is a scent that I personally really like. So if you like scents like I do, then you might also probably like this. So yeah, I wanted to mention that. And the formulation I've spoken about for years, that I love, because a little goes a long way. It lathers up really well, and I know for a fact that this bottle is also gonna last me like a while. I'm gonna show you. Yeah, can you see? I haven't used much of it, but I've been using it consistently for days. So yeah, that's also something that I wanted to mention. But now we're going to apply some sunscreen. I've already done my serum and moisturizer off camera, because the ones that I'm using currently are, I mean, I've spoken about them and I like them, but I don't love them. They wouldn't make it to a monthly favorites if I had to be completely honest. But what is definitely going to make into my monthly favorites is this sunscreen right here. This is by Deconstruct Skincare. This is the lightweight gel sunscreen, SPF 55 PA+++. Now I am pretty sure that the video in which I did a first impressions of this product, by the way, I'm going to take like 2-finger lengths of this. So I'm pretty sure that the video in which I did a first impressions of the sunscreen is not up yet, because that's one that is a compilation. My 5 days 5 sunscreens video. So I mean, if you had watched this, it would have made more sense if I posted that video first and this video after. But just for the sake of keeping things the way they are, we're gonna have to switch up the orders. But I want to tell you that this is the most amazing, beautiful freaking sunscreen that I have tried out in a while, you guys. I mean, even the Dermaco one I love, because it doesn't leave any sort of white cast, and blends really well, but it gives your skin a more dewy finish. This one gives you the most beautiful, not dewy, skin-like finish, still blends in so freaking beautifully into the skin. You have to blend it the right way, I will tell you though. Like, this is not one that I would like dot over my skin or something. I prefer going in sections and applying it. And I'm not gonna forget my eyelids or my under eye. I know that doesn't work for some people in terms of application, because they can get it inside their eye. That doesn't happen to me, so I just make sure I'm covering everything. But you guys, can you see, this is giving the most beautiful, like skin like, I want to say satin matte finish to the skin. And I mean, there have been so many days where I literally put this on and I don't even put on makeup after. Like, I put nothing on. I'm just like this the whole day. And if it was a dewier sunscreen that I was using, then I mean, either I would have comments from people, or I would just look at my own face in the mirror and be like, wow, my skin is super shiny. But with this one, I'm so confident. Like, even with all of this, okay, if my skin has the perfect finish, I'm so freaking confident. I mean, I feel like the application of the sunscreen is just enough reason to tell you why I love it so much. I mean, can you look at how amazing my skin looks with this on? It's like a filter, I want to say. I mean, I don't know how well you can tell, but my pores are not visible at all. The forehead, the cheeks, apart from the blemishes obviously, which I'm completely ignoring them because I'm late on my period. So yeah, this is just hormonal issues. This has got nothing to do with any of the skincare that I've been using. But even with all of this going on, like this contour of pimples that we have going on, I just think my skin looks so beautiful with this sunscreen on. And one more thing that I have to tell you is that what I like about this sunscreen versus Dermaco or versus any of the other sunscreens is that those, when they dry down on the skin, I have to wait for a while for them to completely dry down before I can put on any makeup. Otherwise I will just have my makeup being cakey. With this one I have to wait for lesser amount of time. So like I put it on right now, I'll go maybe eat something, have coffee, and once I come back I will sit and I'll do my makeup. I'm talking about what I will be doing today, but also what I will do on most days when I am getting ready to film or when I'm using the sunscreen. I don't have to wait as long in between my sunscreen application and my makeup application, and that is something that I really appreciate on like filming days, on days when I don't have the time to wait, on days when maybe I'm getting ready to go somewhere out and I don't have much time in the morning to do that. So yeah, on those days I really appreciate a sunscreen like this. So I had to tell you that as well. But now I'm gonna go put on some makeup, and we'll also be sharing the other products a little later. But before that I'm gonna go have breakfast and coffee. So BRB. Okay, I'm back guys, but I'm kind of short of time, so I partially finished my breakfast and coffee by finishing the coffee but not breakfast yet. So I'm going to quickly talk about two more skincare products actually which I have to talk about, and I don't really have as much makeup actually to do like a proper get ready with me today, because I didn't really have a lot of favorites this month in terms of makeup. I was using the same makeup that I showed you in my last favorites video. But I do have two lipsticks that I want to talk about, which I'll talk about towards the end once I'm done with finishing my breakfast also. But we'll talk about the skincare first. So I have two products from my nighttime skincare routine that I really want to talk about. The first is a face wash. So now this is not specifically like a face wash, you only need to use it at night, but I just tend to use it at night and not in the daytime, because in the daytime I already have a cleanser in my shower, and this is the other cleanser that I also own. It's by Dot & Key. It's the Watermelon Super Glow Facial Gel Cleanser. This, you guys, has the most beautiful gel consistency that I actually like applying to the skin. I like the way it lathers. I like the way it feels my face, like it makes my face feel like super clean but not stripped at all. So even if you have more normal skin, maybe dry skin, but I feel like someone who has dry skin might really prefer more of a milkier cleanser. This is a gel cleanser, so do keep that in mind. But yeah, this one is supposed to have vitamin C and cucumber and all that stuff, which I'm not really into. It does have fragrance too, like it is a scented product, which typically I have really been moving away from, like products with fragrance. Specifically, I mean, when it comes to the rest of my skincare, I've completely gone fragrance free, but when it comes to like face washes, body washes, products like that, I don't really mind it. But recently what I've been noticing is that when it comes to face wash, if I use a product that has fragrance, it kind of bothers me. So for that reason I've been trying to move away from fragrance even in face washes, but this one is an exception to that. I actually like the fragrance of this product, and again I love the whole experience. Also with this one, also similar to the shower gel I mentioned earlier, a little goes a long way. So that's something that I also do appreciate, because I feel like this tube is going to last me a long time. So yeah, I quickly want to give this a shout out and tell you that I haven't spoken about a face wash as a favorite in a couple of years now. Actually, I feel so, now that I have a new face wash to kind of tell you that this is my new favorite, I really wanted to mention it in today's video. Then when it comes to like my serum step and all of that, I have other products that I'm using and I do love, but I've spoken about them again multiple times that I love them, so I didn't want to just repeat. I wanted to talk about new products that are my favorites. And the new moisturizer category product that I have, which is a favorite, is the Deconstruct Skincare Skin Soul Moisturizer. This one, you guys, I have a very tiny amount of this left. I'm going to be done with it very soon. This is one that I would use like 2 nights out of 3, to be honest. Like that's how regularly and frequently I use it, which is why I'm going to be done with it soon. It says it's meant for very dry to combination skin, which I do agree. If you have very dry skin, you will still love it. If you have normal combination, slightly dry skin, you will still love it, because after a little bit of like massaging in, that does get absorbed, but it's not one of those like super occlusive moisturizers that I feel like, you know, you won't feel comfortable using on your skin if you have normal combination skin, because it'll be too heavy. This is more of like a soothing lotion when you first apply it, and I kind of let it sit on my skin for some time, and get absorbed, and then eventually if there's any residue left, I will blend that out too and like massage it into the skin. But this is one that I love using specifically with my Chemist at Play lactic acid serum also. Even with retinol, I feel like this is a great option. I did mention in my retinol journey video that I posted, I think that was the last video that I posted, or maybe the one before that, I don't remember, but in a comment I had someone tell me that they would actually want me to do a video with you know, talking about moisturizers that you would use if you're using retinol, and I will be doing a dedicated video on it. That's something that I'm compiling a list on currently. I have a couple of options, but I do want to share a few more options. But this is something that I would definitely recommend along with the retinol. For me personally, I might use it sometimes along with retinol, sometimes I don't. Currently I'm using Adapalene, which my skin has gotten used to, so I don't really have an issue where a product might irritate my skin. Like when I'm using retinol, I'm not gonna have anything, any sort of like reaction or irritation along with it. So for that reason, I can use it sometimes. Even if I don't use it, it's totally fine. But I love the texture, I love the consistency, I love to use a really nice hydrating moisturizer in the night time. And this is a great option for that. It's also super affordable, which I really like, because sometimes I feel like if I'm using a product so much and I'm going through it quickly and I have to keep repurchasing it, I want it to be affordable, and you know, the less money I have to spend on it, the better. So yeah, I did want to mention this moisturizer as my new favorite nighttime moisturizer. Now I'm gonna go have breakfast, and then we will talk about the last two products, which are lipsticks. Okay, now that I'm back for the third time, we're gonna finally talk about lipsticks. I have two formulations and of course two separate lipsticks that I want to talk about that are a favorite this month. One I'm going to put on my lips and obviously show you, and the other I will just talk about. The one that I'm going to put on my lips and show you is Nykaa Ultra Matte. I've already spoken about how much I love this formulation, but for some reason I just love this particular shade way more than the shade that I've already owned and already spoken about, which is Diana. That's more of a pink, and I love that one as well. I don't want to say I don't, but if I had to pick between the two, which one I would wear more and which one I love more, it would be Mona Lisa. This is number 09. It's more of like a slightly more brown nude, but like I want to show you what it looks like. Basically it is the most beautiful, you can see it's not too pink, not too nude, it's definitely not brown. But can you just see this shade? I mean, I feel like it doesn't look as good without any makeup. This is the first time that I'm wearing without any makeup. But with makeup, it looks even prettier. If I can find a photo maybe that I have with this lipstick on, then I'm going to insert it. But this is the most beautiful everyday nude shade that you can wear to college, to office. If you're anywhere similar to my skin tone, I think you're gonna love this shade if this is what your preference is. And if I'm being honest, even without any makeup, I feel like I could just wear this shade and not care, in short. So yeah, I love, of course, how comfortable the formulation is. It is ultra matte, it definitely is, but I like the ultra matte formulation over the so matte because it's more long lasting, and there is going to be minimal fading throughout the day when you eat or drink or anything like that. If you're eating too oily, too like cheesy food, it will go away, but it's easy to reapply as well. You can layer it on. It might look a little crusty, a little patchy if you go over you know, what you already have on, but all those things honestly really don't matter, because I think at this particular price range and for a shade that you really love and a formulation that you feel is perfect for every day, this is amazing and you should definitely check it out. I know it's not new, but if you haven't tried out the Nykaa Ultra Mattes before, definitely go ahead and do, because I think they're great, keeping all of those things in mind which I already mentioned. And now we're going to talk about a liquid lipstick that I also have really been loving. This is more of a newer product, and it is the Plum, what is the name of this, Matte in Heaven liquid lipsticks. I have the shade which is super popular. It's the shade Cocoa Mocha. I think I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on to mix, because I feel like because I'm not wearing any makeup, this shade might just be washing me out a little bit. So I'm gonna just try mixing it and see how it looks. Yeah, I think it looks much better actually after you mix it, especially when you have like no makeup on. If I have makeup on, I definitely prefer these shades individually for sure. But this Plum liquid lipstick, and the reason why it's my favorite is I want to share with you the applicator. If you have ever used the Sugar Smudge Me Not liquid lipsticks, it's the same like paddle brush applicator, and the formulation actually I also feel is very similar. It's like the more watery, not moussey, but like it's a proper liquid lipstick. But for some reason, I don't know if it's got some sort of like hydrating ingredients in it or what, it's not drying. Definitely not as bad as the Sugar Smudge Me Not liquid lipsticks, which literally will like flake on you, become crusty, and like you can actually have like crusts of lipstick falling off your lips. That's how drying it can actually be. So that's something I did not like it. This one on the other hand, if I'm being completely honest with you, I am not the biggest fan of like moussey lipsticks. I much prefer something like this, which is like a watery stain kind of look. It's way thinner on the lips, and for me personally it doesn't emphasize texture as much. I don't know if you can see right now, but I have a lot of lip lines, and when I use moussey lipsticks, what I notice is that it looks more obvious, more like a layer, whereas something like this, you can just put one thin layer, and if it's opaque and pigmented, it will look very smooth, very you know, like doesn't look like too much basically, and that's something that I really like. I also like, of course, the longevity of this, which is great. Of course, if you're eating and drinking too much, it will eventually come off, but it's still gonna leave behind a beautiful stain. Might go from the center of your mouth after a meal, do keep that in mind, but it's not like butthole lips. I think these are just some things that, you know, it goes without saying that if you're going to eat or drink, lipsticks are going to kind of wear off. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. I'm a lot more liberal with it now than I was earlier. And also this particular shade, like on its own, Cocoa Mocha is a beautiful brown on my skin tone. It's not something that I would wear every day because I think it's too bold for me, but I definitely want to try out more shades, and I really want to find a nude actually from this particular range, which would be like everyday appropriate, something that's lighter. Maybe even something like this, you know, what I have right now on my lips would be a beautiful shade, or maybe I could just mix these two together. I just came out with like an awesome combo today. So yeah, that is it for all the products that I was loving in the month of September. And do let me know what you tried out new this month. If you have any September favorites that you would like to share with me, definitely leave a comment down below and let me know. But that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Until next time, bye bye.